microscopic or macroscopic in nature, the cervical damage which results during abortion frequently results in a permanent weakening of the cervix. You can imagine when a force is being used to open the cervix, what do you think is going to be happening? That rigidity is no longer going to be there again. The cervix will become weakened and weakened. And what does this lead to? When a woman now wants to have a baby, the cervix will be too loose, and that is why, it will be slack. And that is why you see some people, they are having miscarriage, what they call miscarriage on and on, because the cervix is very weak. It cannot hold the baby again. Thank you, very good. It cannot hold the baby again, and then it becomes open on its own all the time. This weakening may result in an incompetent cervix, which unable to carry the weight of a later wanted pregnancy. When anybody, any one of these people that have been going for this abortion, when they now want this baby, the incompetent cervix will now be too weakened to carry the pregnancy, resulting in miscarriage or premature birth. According to one study, symptoms related to cervical incompetence were found among 75% of women who undergo forced dilation for abortion. Nature has prepared this to, open naturally when the baby wants to come. But because of human interference, this cervix is being forced open. Cervical damage from previously induced abortions increases the risk of miscarriage, premature birth, and complications of labor during later pregnancies by 300 to 500%. The reproductive risk of abortion are especially acute for women who abort their first pregnancy. A major study of forced pregnancy abortion found that 48% of women experience abortion-related complications in later pregnancies. What this study says is that any woman that has an abortion for the first time she had a baby, that is, they are likely to have more complications during even labor when they wanted to have children. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because there has been a forced way of evacuating this baby out of their uterus in the first place. Women in this group experience 2.3 miscarriages for every one live birth. Yet another researcher found that among teenagers who aborted their first pregnancies, 66% subsequent experience miscarriage or premature birth of their second wanted pregnancies. When we look at all these studies, then you will realize that what the law believes that they are doing, protecting the children, are, in a way, even destroying the lives of people. Uterine perforation. That is another serious, major adverse effect of an abortion. What is a uterine perforation? Between 2% and 3% of all abortions patients may suffer perforation of their uterus. Yet most of these injuries will remain undiagnosed and untreated unless laparoscopic visualization is performed. Now, when a uterus is being perforated, a woman might not know, except they have, what do you call these laparoscopic visualization, except they perform a test. How does this perforation take place? Sometimes when they wanted to induce abortion, they give general anesthesia. That means the woman will not feel any pain, it will not feel anything. So in the process of, putting all those forceps and all those in, there could have been a perforation because the woman would not even feel the pain. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in the process, and any tiny, your hand, your finger, any tiny perforation will never allow conception to take place again. It is just as simple as that. If there is a little perforation in the uterus, because like I said earlier, the uterus is regarded as a very sacred place, because the process of fertilization takes place this way. Why does a woman menstruate? Sorry, I have to digress a little bit so that you will understand. Now, the reason why a woman menstruates is this. When the uterus naturally is expecting a baby, what the uterus will do is that all the hormones in the body will started preparing the wall of the uterus, will be lining it with blood. You know, it's just like making it comfortable for the baby that is coming. Now, when there is no sexual intercourse, that means when the woman does not become pregnant. So all this lining, all the bloods that the body have made to prepare for the baby, what happens to them? They started coming down. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So that uterus is a very sacred place that I believe every woman should be guiding jealously. Placenta previa, that's another strange and a very deadly aftermath of an abortion. Abortion increases the risk of placenta previa in later pregnancies. It is a life-threatening condition for both the mother and unwanted pregnancy by 7 to 15-fold. Placenta previa is when naturally the placenta is positioned either posterior. Don't let us go into that. The placenta is positioned whether up here or side here. But now, when in the case of placenta previa, it will be, the baby will be up and the placenta will be down towards the entrance of the cervix. So where the baby is supposed to come out first, so the placenta is blocking it, because they are in 4 stages. You have the first stage, the second stage, placenta previa, the one that is just a little bit to the, and there is one that will completely block. So you can now imagine when the placenta want to come first, what happens? There will be bleeding, and in some cases when an operation is not performed immediately, the woman and the baby lives are in danger. Abnormal development of the placenta due to uterine damages increases the risk of fetal malformation, perinatal death, and excessive bleeding during labor. I said that earlier. Pelvic inflammatory disease, that's another aftermath of an abortion. PID is a potentially life-threatening disease. Diseases. What is PID? Pelvic inflammatory diseases, which can lead to an increase of an ectopic pregnancy. We've talked about that. Approximately 5% of patients who are not infected by chlamydia develop PID within 4 weeks after a first trimester abortion. Somebody that have not been having, and most of the symptoms and the signs of PID is waist pain, back pain. Some people that doesn't have all these things, they will discover that after going for an abortion, maybe 4 weeks after that, they started having all these things. Why? Because a PID, something has been introduced into their system. Immediate complication. I will soon round up now. Approximately 10% of women undergoing elective abortion will suffer immediate complications, of which approximately 1/5 are considered life-threatening. The 9 most common major complications which can occur at the time of an abortion are: number 1, infection, excessive bleeding. There have been cases of people that go for abortion and they bleed to death. Embolism. Embolism is an introduction of air into the uterus and thereby causing the uterus to become bloated. You will see some people's stomach, they will be so big, you will think that they are pregnant. It is not. Because by the time they are introducing the pump inside, if the air was not properly expelled from the tube before they put it inside, so that means they have introduced an additional air. It's just like you are pumping a tube of a tire. What happens? The air will bloat it up. So the same way when they introduce air into the uterus, it blows the uterus up, which is a very serious situation. Ripping or perforation of the uterus, we'll talk about that. Anesthesia complication. Some people, when they give them general anesthesia, in the case of when they are going through abortion, some might not even wake up again. Yes. We've seen cases where people doesn't wake up, or from there they develop some psychiatric whatever, because they'll be seeing a lot of things, because whatever they are doing to them is horrible. They could not scream, they could not say, no, I'm having pain. You understand what I'm saying? They have gone. So from there, some people could just, you know, die. Convulsions, hemorrhage is bleeding, as in excessive bleeding, cervical injury, and endotoxic shock. The most common minor complications include infection, bleeding, fever, second-degree burns, and chronic pain. Youth abortion, your decision. It is your decision as a youth whether you wanted to have an abortion. Abortion is a decision that will impact your life dramatically. Whether you decide to abort or decide to give birth. People you know will choose to support your decision or condemn your decision. Some people will support you. Oh, come on, there's no problem, let us go for the abortion. It is good. And some people will condemn you that you shouldn't go for this abortion. But this is your decision. It is whose decision? It is your decision as a person. And you will live with the choice you make for the rest of your life. Whether you want to have the baby or you want to have an abortion, and then from there you got to know later that you've got infection because of the abortion. You would now start blaming yourself that, oh, I wish I would have left this pregnancy. I used to know of a lady some few years back. This was a very pretty, and I'm saying pretty, very pretty lady. She was pregnant, and in the process of being scared, and some friends, some peer, friends, they advise her to go for an abortion. I don't know. And eventually she started bleeding, and it was in the middle of the night. Before she could be rushed to the hospital back, that is how she died. Now tell me, wouldn't it even have been nice if she brings this baby, if she gives birth to this baby? She would have moved on, isn't it? She would have continued her life, but she's dead now. She can't come back. She can't go for that abortion again. Once an abortion has been done, it can't be undone. The infant is dead. You are a murderer. You have killed an innocent life. So take the time to think and know what you are doing to your body and to the life inside your body. If you decide to carry the child and bring a child into this world, you will endure some criticism. Some people will say, oh, look at her, single mother. Look at her, single. So a lot of people will say a lot of things. But is it not better that you are alive than you died? And then the same people will be saying that, oh, why did she do that? You understand what I'm saying? Oh, why didn't she leave this baby? If you decide to carry the child and bring a child into this world, you will endure some criticism. Inconvenience and greatest joy God has given us here on earth. At 8 weeks, you may not even know you are pregnant, but the baby's heart is beating steadily and every organ is present. At 8.5 weeks, the miracle of individuality is already visible as the baby's fingerprints are being imprinted. When the baby is when the fetus is 8.5 weeks, every vital organ has your abortion lasting effects. Teen abortion will affect you well into the future. Initially, you will feel cramping and the excess blood is discharging from your body. Similar, but not as strong as the pain felt during labor and delivery. This physical effect may cause you to feel an emotional emptiness you have never felt before. This emptiness is the beginning of depression that studies say can last a lifetime. So people go into depression after the abortion. Teen abortion kills an innocent life. You exist because your mother chose to give birth to you. Mm-hmm. Will you do the same for your child? Is an unborn child alive? Microbiology says so. Logic says so. The Bible says so. In fact, the Bible says you were knit together in your mother's womb, and that God knew you before you were born. Think hard before you have an abortion. Seek love and support during this difficult time. Thank you very much.